I really am fighting 5 bosses at once. Okay, so this should be fun. You'll get to watch on video me die because of my own hubris. It'll be like a Greek play. All right, we are back with more Risk of Rain 2 because this is the best game ever made. And they released a new character that I think we're going to play today. I've done some of it so far. That is her right here, this big badass lady right out of Aliens 2. Her thing is that she has a grappling hook and she like flies around on the grappling hook to get really fast. And then there's this like charged move that depending on how fast you are, you just fly like at an uncontrollable speed like towards an enemy. And if you hit them, you deal up to like 2,700% damage or something like that. It's really stupid and it's really hard to hit. And I have missed several times and flung myself to my death. But it's cool because I'm immune to fall damage. And my regular attacks get me like a barrier or something. I haven't really figured out how that works yet. I think it's because I'm supposed to be a tank, which is kind of weird. And then I have like a drone electric thing. The pylon, I send it up and it zaps enemies a lot like a drone. And then I can grapple to it if I really want to. And it's pretty great. Now, if you don't know a lot about Risk of Rain, you're gonna love it. It's a roguelike bullet hell, which I know doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but it is hilarious. Okay, let's jump right in. Down we come in our escape pod. All right, let's get on out. I am playing with the controller. I recommend you play with the controller with this. It is definitely a little bit more responsive if you play with the keyboard, but that's what a lot of PC gamers would say. I would definitely say use a controller because it's really complicated. All right, this is the game right now. This is my grappling hook. You can see it over there. This is my big fisty charge move because that's what Loader does. She runs around and fists people. I did not come up with this. This is actually what she does. And there's a lunar pod right there. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to give just a brief introduction in case you don't know what the game is. And so that you can really appreciate it, because I really like this game and I want to help them get more people playing it because it's great. So Risk of Rain 2 is a roguelike bullet hell. You come in, you progress your character. There is permanent death. You go through levels, gradually things spawn, and then you die and you start over. And it's great. There are set characters that you can play as. There's a mage and a gunner and an archer, and there's this new lady that is really sort of weird and great. Can I hit up there with my grappling hook? No. It does have a range. You can still basically go anywhere you want, but it does have a range. The premise of the game is you run around, you see all these monsters that are spawning everywhere. Some of them are much more irritating than others. They spawn and occasionally shoot things at you, which sucks. And your job is just to stay alive and kill them. You kill them to get gold, and once you get gold, you can buy items from chests by opening them, or use gold for, there's a few other things you can use them for. I'm gonna set that there. That's my drone that's gonna help kill that. Fly through this. Okay, so there's a, let me find a good example of a chest. Oh, here's a drone. Okay, I can get a drone. That'll be good. They essentially fly around and help me. That is a chest. Okay, this is a big chest too, so it can give me something good. I have 50 money, so I open it and I get a legendary item right off the bat. A red item is a legendary item. That is, what the hell shot me? Dude, fuck off. Okay, I'm trying to do a video here. This legendary item is Nkana's Opinion, which, as you can see down there, every time I'm healed, I fire skulls out that shoot at things and haunt them and gradually deal damage and hit them like projectiles, which is pretty great. That is a rare item, though. Most of the items are not that cool, although some of the common items are much better than some of the rare items, but that's sort of, different. I get money to open chests like that, and I get items which grant me new powers. Most of the damage you actually do in this game, most of the survivability, almost everything doesn't really come from the kit of the character that you're playing as. That sort of just helps you define the personality of the character you're playing. Your items that you get are generally based off of luck, but there are usually like terminal carousel things that you get to pick the item from in each level, and there are some chests that tell you the kind of item. Okay, see there, over there is a terminal, and over there's a red chest. That means there's an attack item in there, so I can choose to open it if I want to. The reason why I wouldn't open every chest on a level, well, I do, but the reason why some people wouldn't open every chest on a level is because you can see the difficulty is gradually increasing. Oh, that's awesome. That cartridge I just got, the backup magazine, gives me an extra charge of my second skill, which right here is my grappling hook, which is really important on Loader because you really need it, especially for when you miss. You'll probably see when I'm fighting the boss, I'll just completely miss my major ability a lot. basically, because you fly at such speeds that it gets difficult to control like that. And it gets really weird. There's not a character like this in a lot of games, and I think it's really impressive. And it's also really, really funny, because I'm really, really bad at it, especially when we get on. Like, you do a lot of damage. Like, if you hit what you're trying to hit, you'll probably kill whatever you're trying to kill in one hit, easily, except a boss. But it gets kind of crazy later on. If you don't know much about this game, it probably doesn't look a lot like a bullet hell right now, and it's because normally you're probably thinking of a bullet hell as when like lots of different things are flying at you, and that the difficulty comes from it being 2D. It's difficult to avoid things, right? And that's sort of how we define a bullet hell. But this, it was 2D. The original Risk of Rain was a lot like this. It's basically exactly like this. There's just like polish and some balance changes and stuff. And it was 2D, and it was amazing. And I played the original back in the day when it came out, and yeah, I did not even remotely look it up before I did the video. So right now I activated the teleporter. This basically just summons the boss. I just need to stay in an area around the boss and defeat the boss to charge it. That red area is the area I'm talking about, and then I can leave once the boss is dead. It'll drop a rare item for me, which is a green. It will always be green. There is no other option that I have ever seen. And also, this is cool because I can fly up to this boss. Oh, he fucking flung me off. Damn it. Alright, well, it's fine. We're gonna kill him anyway. See, I do a lot of damage to him in one hit. It flings me all the way over here, though. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, this attack sucks. Okay, hide. Okay, I didn't hide. Basically, you just have to hide when that attack shows up, or you get hit and you die. But that's fine. So, as you can see, there's more enemies spawning now. They like to spawn during bosses a lot. And it gets really, really crazy later on. And I know I've already said it, and I know I was talking about it, but if you can't imagine it, hopefully we'll make it far enough in the game that you can, because it gets really fucked up. Oh, I'm lagging again. There's too many enemies on the screen. All right, right now the teleporter is charged, so I am able to leave. And it takes a second to leave out once I activate it, but you'll see me phase out of existence right there. And now we move on to the next level, just like that. And there is a difficulty spike afterwards. It jumps up a little bit, and we are now in the next level, which is good because this is the wetland aspect, and I hate this level. So this should be good fun. Oh god, everything sucks. See, the biggest problem so far that I have with Loader, I've tried it a few times, is that it's really difficult to deal with flying enemies. If you've played the game before, you understand that most characters are ranged in this game, and it makes sense because it's a bullet hell. There's the mercenary, which is just a guy with a sword, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and basically he just flies around and he's very quick and he can go invincible for a certain period of time. But most characters have guns or other ways of dealing with flying characters. This is why I have these drones, and it's why I have that like pylon that shoots electricity. But if there's a lot of flying characters, then depending on the items that I have, I might be kind of fucked. Because I have an item right now that is very helpful with this. It means that, see that is a lot of damage. That was an elite flaming Lemurian, which is an elite enemy. It's meant to be sort of like not a mini boss, but like a special enemy. And they have a lot of health, and I killed it with one hit. You do a lot of damage as Loader. I'm serious. This is crazy. Like, there's characters that it would take them like shooting that probably 20 times to kill it, which I would say is probably, depending on the attack speed that you have, it's not a whole lot either in terms of the amount of health that he actually has, which is kind of funny. But this, if you don't know what it is, this is a shrine that basically you gamble, and it can give you up to 2 items, and it's a waste of money all the time. It has never not been a waste of money. And it gave me an equipment piece, which is that orange item I now have when I press Y, and it shoots out missiles, so that's really nice to have for some extra damage. But it's really difficult to deal with flying enemies, and so, because normally you could just shoot them if they're up in the air. Here, what are you gonna do? You know, I have to fly at them, either use my drones, use my pylon, or fly at them up like this, like here. Here's some, I'll fly up like that, that kills it, and then I have to quickly get back down to the ground, so I grapple down. And that's the basic strategy for it. Now, it would be really kind of crappy if I didn't have my, extra cartridge that gave me an extra grappling hook. Because it kind of burns it, and you really need it to be able to build up speed, like if a big strong enemy appears, one that I can't really instantly deal with. And I'll show you when one shows up how much damage I can really do with my grappling hook. Like things that generally in the game deal a lot of damage and have a lot of health, I can kill in one hit. I'm not exaggerating. One hit. And it is amazing. All right, here's another flaming elite enemy. I'm going to show you that I can kill it in one hit. There it goes, right there. It probably has 10 times the health that a normal one of those little beetle things does when it's not on fire. And it is amazing the amount of damage that you can put out on this character, and the amount of mobility you have too, especially because you're immune to fall damage. You're able to just fly around and do whatever you want, especially during boss fights where the bosses are particularly mobile or aerial. And if they're not, you have even more of a distinct advantage because you can just fly in, go through them, and shoot way past them like you saw in the last boss, where I just flew way, way out. I didn't really know where I was, and that's the downside, but it's really helpful. Okay, let's Spider-Man over here. Let's Spider-Man over here. Where's the teleporter? Oh, here it is. Hidden over in the corner where I couldn't fucking see it. Okay, there we go. I should fight it right now before any of my grappling hooks recharge, because that sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna just shoot missiles at it, drop my pylon, and now I'm gonna spin around him on my grappling hook, which is hilarious, because you don't actually have to let go of this. The hard part now is I'm building up a lot of speed while doing this, because I can charge my punch while flying. And there we go, I hit him, and there goes most of his health. Right there. And just regular hits, too. I deal so much damage. The real strategy is like that, though. Charge your punch, and then, okay, I have to hide now, because that move explodes everything unless you're hiding. The real strategy is charge a punch like this because it slows you down, and then grapple and shoot. And that's the real way of hitting it right there. You fly right through him. Look, he exploded and all these little jellyfish guts. And now we just wait for the teleporter to charge, and we rinse and repeat, and it's perfect. All right, here we are in Rally Point Delta, and there's already some pretty big enemies here. So we're going to just try and see if we can kill them instantly. So I'm gonna charge, and oh, I did kill it instantly. Oh, it flung me all the way over here, but I did kill it instantly. That is an enemy with a lot of health. A greater wisp has so much health. It takes a lot of time for a lesser character to kill them. Look at Ram, that has a lot of health too. A very irritating enemy that only spawns on this level. It's just dead right away. And it's great. This character deals so much damage, and there isn't really a downside to him because, oh, let's see if we can do it again. Okay, I missed my grappling hook, so I didn't actually get enough speed there to really be able to do what I wanted to do, but I can hit him again. There, 2 hits. 2 hits is just as good. There isn't really a downside to this character either. I'll take another grappling hook. Because since your auto attacks give you, you're really slow normally, but you have all of this mobility. You are a tank, and you have to be close range. That's really the only downside, but you can fly in and out. That the normal difficulty of being close range, which means that, you know, when you're in, and you have a difficulty getting out. That's how things work in like all games. It's the trade-off for close range, is you have to have some kind of defensive mechanism or some way of getting out. Or if you deal a lot of damage, then you're gonna be like a glass cannon, feast or famine kind of character. But Loader, actually, because I'm immune to fall damage, I don't take any penalty from flying around, because I think they just did that because it's easy to miss, though, which is fair. But also, as part of my passive, you know, my basic attacks give me a barrier. It's the gold bar that occasionally appears on my health bar down in the corner. Please don't get stuck here. And it just, it's amazing. Look, as I hit him, I get more barrier that stacks infinitely on my character. And like, even there I was bleeding, I should have taken a lot of damage. And instead, if I just stay in the fight and don't even use any of my abilities, as long as I have some good defensive items, then at least at this point in the game, it's different later on when there's like 50 million things attacking you. But I really don't have any downside. I can do basically whatever I want. And it's spectacular. It's kind of fucked up that they made a character this strong, but they're at least making it very fun. Like, this is hilarious. All right, here we go. The next boss is a flaming. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Wait. I'm on fire. Wait. Okay. All right. It's a blazing greater wisp horde of many. So that kind of sucks. This is how the bosses sometimes work. Is instead of summoning a boss, it summons an elite mini-boss, which can actually be much more dangerous. There can be elite bosses sometimes later on in the game, but instead it can just summon a bunch of elite mini-bosses. Right now, thank God there's only one. It's because we're not at a very difficult point in the game. The thing about fire in this game, and if you don't already know, is that it is just absolute bullshit. Like, there's absolutely no justification for the fire in this game, because I missed a terminal down there. That's unfortunate. It's so bad to be on fire. And I know that feels, it probably sounds redundant, right? But it's really bad to be on fire. And this enemy is irritating. This is the one you've been seeing me be like, oh, I can't believe I one-shot that enemy. This is why. It's because they fucking suck. And there, thank God, everything exploded around me, because I have a bunch of items that help me, like crowd control. Like if I kill one enemy, a portion of the damage is dealt around to other enemies, or it sets them on fire and stuff. Oh, please don't hit me and set me on fire. Okay. Good. That's the saving grace, is at least you can set enemies on fire. It's just as bullshit for them, but they don't... I mean, the biggest problem is I forget to look at my health bar. I don't really notice I'm on fire. That's the real problem. Okay, as long as I hit this, it's dead. I did not hit it. I went completely under and it flung me all the way over here. I fucking hate myself. Ooh, got him. Okay, there we go. And now the teleporter is charged. And I'm gonna just head over here to grab whatever I missed in this terminal. That's attack speed. I guess I'll take that. And then I'll head over, grab the item the boss dropped, and I don't know why I'm walking. I don't need a walk. I have so many grappling hooks. I literally can just fly around like Spider-Man. Like, ooh, boom, up here, fly, grab, fly. I'm Spider-Man. I'm literally Spider-Man. Okay, this is Siren's Call. This is the new level. Even a lot of people that play the game may not have actually seen this level, which is really cool. I really like it. This is how you unlock the new character, by the way, that I'm playing right now, is by beating a secret boss that's hidden in this level somewhere. And you basically, it's a very vertical level, which is cool for me. I don't know why I grappling hooked to that. I forgot I was immune to fall damage. The reason, yeah, that's the reason why the screen is starting to flash red now, is that giant worm over there. That is technically a boss, but we're at the point in the game where it can spawn as like a normal enemy. So you may just see that flying around. I'm probably just gonna ignore it though, because it's really irritating for me to fight. Yeah, see, like I completely missed because it's just a fucking giant worm. Like what the, and it sets you on fire too. I really don't like that. It's not hard for some characters to fight. It is very hard for me to fight. I have not really figured out a strategy yet for fighting the giant magma worm. And probably more will just spawn once I kill it, which it's so I'm just gonna ignore it. Like it can fly around me, it probably won't hit me at all. I'll send out some missiles though, since I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch of items that give me, it's called the fuel cell, it gives me more charges of my equipment. So it's gonna be really helpful here. There's a lot of aerial enemies in this level, a lot of birds specifically, and I hate birds, if you can't tell. So it's gonna kind of suck for me. Ooh, there's two fun things here. Okay, a lunar pod and a trial of the mountain. The trial of the mountain is great. It doubles the amount of bosses that will spawn when I activate the teleporter to summon the boss this time. And a lunar pod is great because it summons items that are basically terrible. This is a corpse blossom. Here, you'll see. Double your healing, but it's applied over time. It also doubles the amount of time it takes for your healing to get to you, which can be fucky. It helps you stay in fights, but there's a lot of enemies in this that deal burst damage. And that's how all lunar items are. They are all traps. They all just take something away in order to give you something that is arguably extremely powerful. Some of them are better deals than others, and it kind of depends on the items you have at the time. See, I see the teleporter right there, and now that I did the trial of the mountain and I'm going to double the bosses, I think I really need to fight this magma worm now, because I did a good portion of its health there, but I can't have it flying around when I'm trying to do the actual boss, and then like if the bosses spawn as magma worms, right, like then am I gonna get confused between which magma worm is the boss and which is not? It's just gonna be really irritating. So I have to handle this. It'll just take a sec. Oh, this is taking longer than I thought, and I flung myself to my death. It's fine though, because I respawned in the cave. Okay, that's weird. I flung myself to my death. It's okay though, because normally if you fling yourself to your death, you don't die. You just, another backup magazine. I am getting rich today. Your health usually drops to 1, I think. I'm sorry I stuttered around a little bit there. I do actually have a stutter, but also I got really kind of confused about what was going on in here and how I spawned here. I don't take any damage when I fall to my death though, because technically, normally you just come back and it resets your health at 1. That does not happen to me though. Oh god, this enemy is very dangerous, because it likes to spit fire at me. I hate being on fire, as I mentioned. So we're gonna just leave, probably. I mean, I can kill it if I actually build up enough speed. Okay, there, I killed it, boom, I did it. Now I just gotta get out of here and do the teleporter. I hate this level because there's so many birds, and I hate birds. I know that that's probably obvious, but I can't stress that enough. So we're gonna I don't care that the magma worm is still here. I'll fight like 3 bosses at once. I'll fight like 5 bosses at once. I've done it before. It's gonna be fine. In case the aerial bosses. So I can do that. This is gonna be fine. There's 4 of them. Okay. I really am fighting 5 bosses at once. Okay, so this should be fun. You'll get to watch on video me die because of my own hubris. It'll be like a Greek play. Okay, I'm down to half health, but that is 1 boss down. The magma worm is still here, and I think I'm going to continue to ignore it, but it might die from collateral damage. There's a few other bosses left, though. There happen to be 3 specifically. And they fire, in case you can't tell, in case you don't play the game, they fire all of these fucking irritating lightning balls at you. Some of them track, some of them have their own health bar, and then they do that massive lightning explosion, which you have to be hiding for. Okay, there we go. I was able to hit multiple of them at once there, which is really good, and it's one of the best parts about your charge move, is that you can hit a lot. See, look, I did 2 shots into that and killed 3 bosses. I killed the magma worm, and I killed 2 of the vagrants. That's the big jellyfish boss, in case you don't know. I'm not just saying that because, you know, I mean, well, you can probably read. You probably know that it's called the Wandering Vagrant because it's the big fucking health bar. But ultimately what matters is in 2 shots, I killed 3 bosses. 2 abilities, 2 attacks. I only touched them twice. Killed 3 bosses. That is what happens if you can actually hit your ability and you actually get a good loadout and a good game on loader. It gets stupid. Okay, you'll notice we're back on the starting level. Now there's another Trial of the Mountain here. That could be really funny because we're getting into a really difficult area of the game too. So that could be really fun. You'll notice we're back in the starting area. It's because there are only 4 stages, and there's a possibility of 2 different levels appearing per stage. So there's 8 in total. Oh, I know what that was. That thing that just shot up at me. There's a specific boss that does that. It means there's one of those bosses somewhere around here. It can fire all the way across the stage to do shit like that. So we're gonna have to go find him in a second. There, okay, we're gonna go kill that because that is a boss that we can kill very easily, as you can see from the colossal amount of damage I just did to it. And it dies very easily to loader, but we can't leave it around here because it has that circle move that can take me by surprise if I'm fighting like anything that gets actually difficult. Like some of the regular enemies at this point in the game can be a lot more difficult than some of the bosses. Okay, what's over here? The gem, I'm gonna take that. The syringe is attack speed. So that's one of the weird things about this character, and maybe this is the downside that I was looking for, but a lot of items are not actually good on me. A lot of items are about, like, when you attack, it has a chance of doing this, a chance of hitting them with a flaming tornado, a chance of hitting them with like an ice explosion. I'm not kidding. These are real items, a chance of attaching a sticky bomb to them, a chance of attaching, like a freeze to them, stunning them, slowing them, doing all of this fun stuff. But the thing about it is that I don't really attack very often. Like, I fly in, I fly out. I do attack things, especially if I need the barrier that really helps me, but like, those items are taken into account for people that attack at a great distance from range, like with high attack speed. And me, even with, I have 1 syringe right now, which is 15% bonus to attack speed. I think I have the slowest attack speed of anybody in the game. And it's because, I mean, ultimately, even with this barrier, like you can see, I'm just fighting a few enemies right now, and just from what's shooting above me, even with a healing drone healing me, like, I'm losing health. It's not safe to be in the fight for too long just to rely on your barrier. It's not gonna work. So a lot of the items that you get don't really apply, because ultimately what you're going to be doing in fights is attacking like this in big groups, but also you're mostly just going to be flying in and out like this. So you need things that augment that ability. And crit does apply to that. All of the things that say, like, attack with a runic tornado or do all of this other shit. There's 5 beetle queens. I forgot this was a Trial of the Mountain. Well, it's fine, because some of them are clumped together, and I can just fly through both of them like that and do 1/3 of the health of the entire boss in a second. And that's awesome. And now I'm going to come back through and finish the job. There's 2 down. I catch myself coming up with my grappling hook. Oh, I didn't fly up fast enough. Okay, well, I'm stupid. What I could have done is caught myself, is what I meant to say, apparently. But, you know, a lot of these items that are, like, based off of attacking from afar to do extra damage don't really do anything on loader. If anything, they just sort of stop you. They're helpful. Like, no item is bad on anybody. There's always a situation where you can use it, and you should always use it if it's the items that you have. But the thing is that, oh god, they did a lot of damage to me. Okay, I really did not, I did not expect to get hit by the acid there. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna fly up, and I'm gonna shoot up here where I'm safe for a second. Because I can do that. I can fly anywhere. Let me take a second to regroup. Okay, I'm gonna just stay up here. Oh, I'm still attached. I thought they probably did not expect this interaction. It's fine. I have like 50 of these now. So, okay, I'll fly in like that. I hit the fucking wall here instead of the person I was trying to hit. See, my barrier is really helpful here. This is working, but I need to fly out. Okay, I'm frozen right now, which is crappy. And now I just need to... Okay, I didn't make it fast enough with my speed to be able to hit the Beetle Queen that was here. That should kill that one. It did. Good. And then this, I'll do my basic combo. Did not kill it because I was not far enough away. I did not build enough speed up. But if those were like more difficult enemies, I think things would have gotten really problematic. I'm not saying I would lose. I mean, I'm pretty good at the game, and Loader's a very good character. But ultimately, I mean, what you see here plays very differently than any other character in the game. And it can get kind of complicated. It can get kind of weird too, because if you don't get the right items, your base damage is so high that doesn't necessarily matter, but it's almost like you want only defensive items. So a lot of items, even if they're not useless, can end up being kind of weird. So it is sort of strange. It is sort of different. And that's really cool. And it might be the downside I was looking for, but I still think this character is overpowered. Okay, here we go. See that guy with a machine gun over there? I just spawned. And that is probably the single most dangerous enemy in the game. Because the shots that it's shooting are actually oil, like congealed, so it slows you down and you just get stuck in the machine gun and it kills you very, very quickly. Like a single one of those has killed me a lot. You see this enemy that looks like it's an enemy, it's not actually. The Beetle Queen dropped an item that lets me have one of these permanently now as a friend, and it's great. Oh god, here we go. Okay, see these green patches of spikes? That means, I think I just killed it without knowing because I got flown over here and was continuing to punch during it. But that means there's a malachite enemy nearby, and it's an elite modifier like, you know, like flaming, like the things leaving fire behind them, or the things that explode into ice. And you see them only at the end of the game. They suck, basically. They make those patches of green spikes around them, and they have an aura around themselves that essentially deals a lot of damage to you, and it prevents all healing effects on you for a certain time, applying the malachite debuff. And it really sucks, because without healing in this game, you die. Like, all of your items just heal you passively to a tremendous degree that it's really the only way you could possibly exist. So it's kind of crappy if you get that debuff on you, which is why you have to dodge it. Okay, so this is going to be kind of irritating, and I might die to these bosses, because having like 3 of these around is really, really sucky. They essentially just look at all of the fucking wisps around here. Okay, I'm leaving for a second. I missed. No, I'm going to fly over here. Okay. The thing is, these bosses like shoot bombs at you from the top and roll bombs at you from below. And it's basically always crap. It's always like that. No, oh god. Okay, so that thing he's trying to do to me, holding tendrils on me, he's dead right now. That you can see it doing is essentially it attacks everything nearby, including enemies that are technically speaking on his side. And it starts to heal off of them. It sucks health out of them, and it slows them down and makes it very difficult to get out. I can get out because I have my my patented 50 million, ooh, I'm gonna kill this. Okay, no, I completely did not build up any speed at all. My patented 50 million grappling hooks. And a lot of characters have a way of getting out of it, but you know, some of them don't. And it can get really bad really quickly. It also kind of turns your own drones against you because it heals off of them too. But you know, it's not the hardest boss in the world. Okay, here we go. Level 2 again, so stage 7. This is gonna get a little bit ridiculous. I know that there have not been too many enemies yet, but we are now at the point where shit is gonna get real. Just because I can one-shot them, I'm sorry, I buffed my mic a little bit there. Just because I can one-shot them does not mean that this is gonna be any easier. Oh god, there's a fucking gun guy down there. I'm gonna just send missiles out. Hopefully they can just go kill him. because I certainly can't. Oh, you see the screen going red. You know what that means? Oh, no, it's a different kind of red. It's a different kind of boss up there. There is a boss here, though, that does change the screen color, which I'm sure it'll be fine. It's up there. It's the big imp thing. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it just teleported right here. They teleport around. They're not that scary. I'm gonna just, this is another one of those ones that I'm gonna just leave be because I don't particularly care about it. I don't really want to spend the time to actually deal with this boss because it just means while I'm doing that, I'm not clearing out other enemies, because enemies are just gonna start spawning. A lot of enemies are just gonna start spawning. So I'm gonna just leave because this is the level that very much tries to trap you on these bridges here. And if that happens with the boss and a lot of enemies, I'll die. It doesn't matter how much defense or mobility I have, I'll die if I get stuck. Oh god, there's so many enemies behind me. Okay, maybe now is the time for me to actually go in and do something. Okay, I got the imp boss, thank god. I've been wearing him down a little bit by dropping these pylons behind me and shooting missiles when I can. I was finally able to one-shot him. That was about a third health, and he blew up and damaged like everything around him, thanks to my items and my build right now. But there don't seem to be a lot of chests on this level. They seem to be decreasing gradually, and there's still a lot of enemies. You can see them all on the bridge over there. You can see them on the building over there. They're just going to all gradually make their way over here, and that's not going to be good. So I think we just need to do the teleporter and just live with the consequences. The teleporter is up there, and oh, I can't believe I made it onto this. I have some pretty spectacular mobility, actually. Just because I'm slow doesn't mean you should discount me. I'll just come up here, and this might be kind of wild because we're right here on the bridge and in this little circle, so it's sort of not a good place to. Oh wait, whoa! I'm glitching out. Okay, because it's spawning in the enemies. Okay, wait, go. So this is one of those hordes of many I was talking about, and it looks like it's summoned Malachite beetle guards, which is really the opposite of good. So I have to now find which ones of these beetle guards are the ones that the boss summoned, and then kill the primary one, which is Malachite, which will prevent my healing, which means okay, I see the Malachite one. That's going to be pretty easy because it's green and spiky and shit, which is pretty cool. I currently have the Malachite buff on me, though, which means I am not going to be able to be healed at all. So I have to get out until it's gone, because if something sets me on fire right now, I won't have any healing to compensate for that. If something hits me right now, I won't have any healing to compensate for that. There's 2 Malachite enemies here. That just got rid of one of them. Look, they're just sending out these fields everywhere. They have an aura around them. 2, which is going to make it very difficult for an enemy. Oh, there's a machine gun guy, which is going to make it very difficult for somebody like me that has to get close range, at least for a moment, to do anything to them. I have to kill this gunner, though. Thank God I have the barrier. I just got hit by one of those Malachite meteors, which means I don't have any healing right now, so I'm going to just fly in, deal my damage, and fly out, because hopefully all the explosions that my items will create will help me deal with what's going on. But it looks like we're going to be able to beat this boss. It's getting kind of... Oh, I'm lagging again. There's too many enemies on the screen. Okay, deal some more damage. Deal some more damage. Oh, it has so much health left. It has 3,200 health left out of 216,000. 3,100 health around where it is right now is how much the first boss that we fought in the game so far had. And so I got the Malachite thing from that. But thank God we are done. And we're just going to go on to the next level before anything spawns further. We're going to get into some pretty crazy bosses now, though, so hang on. I might be dying very soon, or you might be about to see something very special. Okay, back to Siren's Call. We are on stage 8 now, then. I see a magma worm. I see a bunch of those elder lizards that shoot shit at me. There's a big green wisp over there. So basically everything here wants to set me on fire, which is not something I'm okay with. I mean, I would be concerned if it was something I'm okay with, but it's really not something I'm okay with. Okay, the teleporter's right there. I have to remember that. I'm gonna lose it in all of this chaos, though, I'm certain. Oh, see, this is not a good idea. See, right now I'm on stage 8. So you need to understand that the bosses here are really, really going to be difficult, and I hope you do understand that. Okay, a boss just summoned. I accidentally summoned the secret boss of the level. Okay, that worm showed up and pushed me off. That sucks. I'm gonna fly up here. I'm immune to fall damage, thank God. I really don't know what it would be doing, but what I'm saying is there are 2 challenges of the mountain here, and both double the amount of bosses. So instead, I'm probably gonna get like 4 to 8 real bosses. At a certain point, they just summon elite bosses instead, really powerful elite bosses with very upgraded stats. And we haven't seen an actual one of those yet, but we not only doubled now the amount of bosses we fight, we are on this stage now going to be fighting something 4 times as difficult as we should, which is gonna be really funny. After I beat this is the secret boss of the level. This is what you have to beat to unlock Loader. If you don't know, you have to destroy those little blue egg things around here. I might, oh, okay. Yeah, it killed me instantly. Well, I was really excited to fight the real boss that I just multiplied by 4 now, but apparently the secret boss at this level of difficulty is really, really difficult and looks a lot like GLaDOS. So, yeah, that's it then.